Alrighty. Alrighty. Hey fam. Uh I wasn't actually trying to come on. I've been over here trying to chill really. Just stay off as much as I can, like Facebook, Twitter, uh, TikTok. Um, I am really getting sick and tired of this bull jump with Trump. I am really getting sick and tired. You know, um, and I'm gonna just say, as a community organizer, community activist, a homeless advocate, and a human rights advocate, for a person that takes uh, helping out his community very, very serious. You know, um, some of the things I'm seeing over DC, I do not personally like. And I'm glad that one of the community activists started speaking out because I wasn't hearing them as much. Um, y'all got to understand this. Trump do not live in the inner city communities. Trump don't know what it is to be homeless, to be without, you know. And when you start attacking, and I think that was just the how can I call it? He started attacking the people that needs his help the most, you know. And I cannot, and I try not to because it makes me sick as shit. I cannot figure out how y'all think that this man is doing the right things. But then I have to look at myself because I'm justifying y'all behaviors. Because when you don't depend on the state and government in that sense, it just don't matter to you, right? When you don't know what it's like, because I did not understand the homeless population and how they live their lives. It's like they are in a whole different world. And I didn't understand this until I started getting involved with the homeless people. I was like, oh my God, you know, and it seems normal for them because it's like they've been cast out. It's like we cast them out. And I'm looking at this because I am a homeless advocate. And I'm going to just say in Baltimore City, for a lot of y'all that wants to knock our homeless and less fortunate individuals and families, understand this. They're your nieces. They're your nephews. They're your grandkids that you don't want in your household. For whatever reason you might have with your sons and daughters or their parents. You don't even want your grandbabies in your household. And you sleep real well at night. See, I see this because when I sit down and I do an intake with a homeless individual who coming in, they broken, their heads are hung down, and I gotta tell them, look at me. Look at me while you talking to me. Look me in my eyes, because I'm no better than you. But a lot of y'all have abused them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You chopped them down. and wondering why they act the way they act. Some of them been great. Some of them been abandoned. Some of them, I mean, these are your family members. So when I look at people like Trump, it's like he's not doing nothing but like putting his foot on their necks even more. And that bothers me. Now let me share this with you on the violent criminal behavior. We came together some years ago because a lot of people in Baltimore City or around Baltimore City, you are too afraid to step up and fight and help us reduce a lot of this. Personally, I put my freaking life on the line for Baltimore City. So I listen to a lot of y'all who sit back and down our people. I can do the same things, but I thank God he works with me in a total different way. Right? Some years ago, Archie, myself, Hakeem, I think it was Hakeem. It was a lot of us. Pastor Simmons, it was a lot of us that fought to get that plane up over Baltimore City. Ross T. McNutt was here in 2016. And from what I understand, he did a pretty good job. They just didn't keep him, right? So they fought to get the plane back to help reduce. Listen to what I'm saying. For a lot of y'all that's scared to come out into your community and to be active. The reason why they fought to get the plane back to help reduce the pew rate, which in other words, over here on my stream is the gun violence, right? The fentanyl and the opioid, and I hope I don't get flagged on TikTok for saying that, epidemic. We fought for safe consumption sites. A lot of y'all that run off at your freaking mouth. My thing is you talk about it, but you won't get out to help reduce a lot of this stuff that's going on in your own freaking communities. But we fought, when we fought to get this plane back, I'm over there on Pennsylvania Avenue, right? And I'm picking with our young men, letting them know, yeah, if y'all do this time, y'all do that this time, ain't nobody got to snitch on you. Your behavior gonna tell on itself. That was just encourage them not to continue, pew-pewing each other down. You know what I mean? And then y'all got to understand this. Keep in mind, anytime in your inner city, you have your hustlers. I was a hustler. I put this stuff out on the streets. But guess what? Whenever we went to buy our product, it came from higher up. Then it goes higher up. Then it goes higher up. Cartel City. So when you got the government and you got people like that involved with certain things, they will pour that stuff into the inner city. So you can't blame Brandon Scott. You cannot blame Governor Westmore, because that stuff coming down. Not only that, look at how our young men, right? What was they, ghost pew-pews? All this type of stuff that was made available for them to take each other down. Making it more accessible for them. Y'all might not see that, but people like myself who come from a certain line of life, who don't live like that no more, but understand the game. Understand what's happening to his people. And the thing that pissed me off, we asked y'all, because we need more help for us to come into the community and do what we do. When I look at we, ours, us, they walk through the community. It's a bunch of men. When I look at Hugs Don't Shoot or Pew Pew for TikTok's sake, TikTok, Pew Pew, right? When I look at people like that, when I look at Erica Bradford, Baltimore Peace Movement, when I look at Yolanda Pulley, these are people in the community fighting to reduce, the unalive rate and coming up with programs for our younger generation. When I look at Uncle T, I've been looking at Uncle T lately, working with the young men and the young girls, the young teenagers. Do y'all realize if the National Guard come here, they're going to cut out a lot of that? Because our kids have to walk to get to these places. So they're going to stop them. They're going to harass them. Do y'all realize that? And then when you got people like we, ours, us, that walk in the community and stuff, they might start harassing them. But some of y'all, in your feeble minds, you think this is a great thing. No. No. And I understand it's only a temporary thing. I understand that. But watch the damage they leave behind. Watch the damage. I got a boot on my goddamn leg. I'm on 3 years of probation for something that I did not do. Do you really think I'm going to feel comfortable sitting in this house, not going out there representing Baltimore City? Somebody just sent something across and say 1,700 National Guards troops being deployed. Then I'm sitting over here thinking, what the hell the Pentagon got to do with this? Come on. Now let me share this with y'all, right? Only because it was suggested to me, Steve, back up off the politics side of what you're doing. Focus more on your business, the housing program. And that is mainly my goal, is to focus on my housing program. So if a lot of y'all don't know what I do, I have a temporary to permanent housing program. So there are people that's going to need that help. They are going to need it. It was the Supreme Court, and I'm going to say it wrong, but it was like Grant versus Johnson, somewhere along that line, right? Where the Supreme Court passed this bill that if you're homeless and you're sleeping like on the streets or anything like that, they can start giving you like a fine. How you going to give homeless people a fine when a lot of them don't even have money? And if not that, they can arrest you. Donald Trump didn't come up with that, okay? Let me make that clear. That was sent to me by a lady over in D.C. And that might have been the one I heard speaking to, right? Because I associate not just with people in Baltimore City, but when it comes to housing, I get people around. They can be in North Carolina, where they might have people coming from North Carolina to Baltimore City and needs help, that'll reach out to my housing program to see what type of services we can provide for them, right? That's what I do as a that's what I do as a homeless advocate. But I've been trying, y'all. I've been really trying to defocus off a lot of this bull crap. I hate when people underestimate us for what we do. Now, I can tell y'all, number one, because I'm personally, for a lot of you suckers, that sit in your house and then just want to down Baltimore City. I love Baltimore City. I've been living in Baltimore City for 63 years, and I would not trade Baltimore City in for nothing in this world. It's us who has to do the work to see Baltimore City in a better place. And if you want to run from Baltimore City and run to Africa and run to Hawaii and run to other places feeling like it's safe, understand you carrying that same individual somewhere else where you could sit here and put in the work where you at. I'm not going nowhere to restart my life when this is where I was born and raised. And when that time comes for me to go, I go. I'm all right with that. But I guarantee you, this big mouth, bald head black dude name will carry on I was going to say forever, but it will carry on. Because the goal is just like many, like a Pastor Hathaway, like a Pastor Simmons, like Dr. Doc Cheatham, which is a civil rights advocate. I watched this man post stuff. Nobody support him and nothing he might post back. And like him too, he fights for the people's democracy. He fights for your civil rights, your equal rights, your constitutional rights. And I watched this man posting stuff that he sees. He's more with the NAACP too. But I see him post stuff, and a lot of y'all, it's a shame. Don't even comment, keep up the great work, blah, blah, blah. I call him Slicky Woo Woo. But that's a shame. We will not least recognize the person and what they doing. Y'all don't realize sometimes how that builds your, feed your spirit. You get me? At least let you feel like you're doing something right, even though you know you is, but you're not by yourself. And I'm sick and tired. If you do not live in Baltimore inner city, please shut up. Please shut up. If you're not willing to invest in these programs that we have in Baltimore City to improve the lives of our people in Baltimore City, please shut up. Please. Because I'm telling you, man, it's like I'm tired of it. I'm tired of y'all coming back, knocking Baltimore City. And every time I look at most of y'all profiles, you know what color y'all is, right? So I know you're not in the inner city. You're in more of a conservative areas. Bougie, which I understand. But you want to turn around and knock the individuals, like I said, that need the help the most. And a lot of y'all that sit up here just because somebody might be on social service, right? They might be working at a McDonald's. They might be working at a Burger King to try to supplement their money, their finances wise, right? They pay taxes too. So for you to sit back and say, oh, they living off my tax money. Then you got all these people, right, on the SNAP program. If you got a mother of 5 or 6 kids, she probably can't feed them kids just off the money she make. So yes, she needs SNAP. I don't know where a lot of y'all brains be at. And if she sells some, she might sell some because she need that extra money to help substitute certain things. I don't knock how people do stuff. I don't get no stamps. I have no problem ordering stuff from the market if I don't walk around to the market. But I'm not going to sit back and knock somebody who might be in a, you know, a desperate need for certain things. I'm not going to sit back and knock them because I'm living a better way of life. And most of y'all that do that, I know you stink. You got to stink. You got to be a nasty, no good smelling bougie and thinking you so much better than that next person. You got to. Because nowhere in the world you could look down on somebody and be all right with it. No way in the world. And when I hear a lot of y'all doing that, I'll be like, they must be funky. They got to be funky. It's just something stink about you. Your personality, your character, whatever. It's just something funky. Because it takes a lot to look at people that's less fortunate in that way. But I'm sitting over here, y'all, and I'm like, Steve, just watch a movie, chill out, chill out, chill out. Try to stay off, you know, TikTok, stay off Facebook. You know, I send stuff over here and there, but try not to get so caught up because at some point it's like you want to woosah and you don't want to worry about a lot of that stuff on the outside. It's like you do what you can and what you can't, just understand it's okay. But I get sick and tired of it. I'm telling y'all, I get sick and tired of it. And Kimberly Klacik, I'm trying my best not to come for you, sis. I'm trying my best not to come for you. Because most of your fans are white. And then you'll sit back and knock Baltimore City and knock the Democrats because you know they're going to come in like crazy. You know it. And this is what get me with a lot of y'all. Y'all will sit back, post something negative, because you know you're going to get about 1,000 responses. You know it. And I believe in your hearts and in your mind, this is something y'all strive for each and every day. What I can put up negative to get people to feel. And to me, that's a form of manipulating and playing people. And I'm going to tell you this, sis. You're on my Facebook page. And I'm looking at blocking you. Because I'm sick and tired of black people. And you deal with a lot of conservative white people and stuff like that. I deal with a lot of conservative white people. Rather they're black, rather they're Democrats or rather they're Republicans. You do not hear me up here saying Democrats this and that, Republicans this and that. Now, I'll tell you this from my own personal experience in dealing with the Republicans. They are full, and I'm talking about the ones I know, like a Kimberly Klacik. Y'all are full of shit. And I helped you in your campaign. And you don't come into the inner city to help people do nothing. But you quick to judge Brandon Scott. And you quick to judge Governor Westmore. But you don't come into the community with no programs, no solutions. You just walk around in your high heels like you on that dancing pole. And I was trying to give you the utmost respect because my son and your stepsons hang out together. They play soccer together. And it's a lot of y'all black people I see doing that. You so damn black, you think you white. And I watch y'all. It makes me sick to my stomach. Listen, boys. I love me some Trump. That's the best thing that happened since cornbread and okra. And I be listening to a lot of y'all. Leo, whatever. I seen you standing beside Trump. I look at you like you black. I try not to think like that. I could never. I could never put another human being above me. I could never. Never. I was on fact checker, right? Go on fact checker. Pull up some stuff about Trump. You will ask yourself, you don't know how in the hell that man got where he's at. It tells you everything about him. And some of the cases he dealing with was way before he became president. "97 criminal charges. "28 women. "28 women. Sexual assault." So this right here is nothing new with the Epstein file. This is nothing new. Nothing. And I'm looking at, he's 78 years old, right? I said, this man has done a lot of stuff throughout his 78 years of being here. And I ain't talking about hallelujah, praise the Lord type stuff too. He ruined a lot of people's lives. A lot. And that's a goddamn shame. He's still walking the streets. That's my problem with that. That is my problem. And the sad thing about it, he proves when we make that statement, no man is above the law. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of y'all should not be all right with that. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to do it. Because from what I understand, by the Republican Party having most of the seats, it would be hard to try to impeach him. It would be hard, and he know it. And he's coming for us hard. He's coming hard. And if y'all think, see, the National Guard is just a temporary thing. That's all it is. And somebody said, made a statement, right? You can go in this one area and you can clean it up, which they will move out the way. That's not a problem. But they're going to go in another one. You can go over there and do the same things. They will go in another one. They will come back. Eventually, they're going to come back. So my thing is, y'all don't know a damn thing about the drug game, the hustling game. Y'all don't know shit about it. You got people that's using. You got a lot of them that's not going to be willing to get the proper help that they need. So do you think they're going to stop because the National Guard out there? And they might get arrested. They're going to go through whatever it is, but eventually they're going to let them go. And the moment they come out, they're going to try to find out who got what where, because that's how it is. Unless you're working in the community itself. And you got to come in with intervention programs. You got to come in with ways and means to slow it down. That's not, that might be a slowdown for that area, particular area, but they gonna move somewhere else. The same way with the homeless people. You shut them down here, it's a lot of parks in DC they're gonna go to. I haven't been seeing a lot of them going into these homeless encampments and shutting them down, but I know they do too, because they did it in Baltimore. But if whatever they can't do on the outside, right, as far as on the streets, they going to go into these encampments or just another part of the city. Then you got restaurants over there, right? You got regular people that goes to these restaurants. And if they feel like they're going to be stopped and frisked or harassed, they're going to stop going to the restaurants. The hell is wrong with y'all thinking? So a lot of the restaurants that's normally busy gonna end up losing money. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. And I'm looking at them in the business areas, filming with commercial buildings and stuff. That it's so peaceful. It's so quiet. A lot of them being stopped. Don't nobody want you just harassing them. Walk to the corner store, right? You feel like this bull crap. Let me see your ID. What's your name? What's your serial number? What's your rank? None of your damn business. And see, that's how my mind would think. But then I would have to sit up here and give you the information, which wouldn't be a problem. But the thing is, none of your damn business. Because I feel like if I'm not doing anything wrong, don't come messing with me. Don't. Don't even talk to me if I'm not doing nothing wrong. Because reason why I say that, because of my experience, y'all will find shit to throw at a person. Already know it. And I'm telling you, a lot of them doing it. And I'm talking about with the National Guard, ICE, and the FBI. And y'all know they harassing a lot of American citizens that ain't do a damn thing wrong. And y'all all right with that. Know why? Because it's not you. So and it's understandable. Don't get it wrong, because it's not you. But it's just the point from where I stand when you got people that's just going on about their lives, where it started from a couple of kids. Suppose they beat up a white man or somewhere along that line. And that's why Trump sent that call. But that thing is bigger. It's bigger. Where he's going, it's bigger. Now, to a lot of those cities, and I've been listening to this guy, I haven't read up on it deeper, but a lot of the cities that he are deploying these troops to are red states, are the ones that really support him the most, right? So that's his way of trying to take over in those areas. So I'm like, oh, okay. And you know, most of your Democratic cities, I believe, is going to fight against them. Like Baltimore City. And my thing is, they welcome. But if you come in here, you already got groups on the ground. You already got groups on the ground that get government funding to help reduce a lot of this bull crap that's happening in our city. And a lot of them are doing great and wonderful things, like Hugs Don't Shoot. I mentioned her. Like what's my girl name? No Struggle, No Success, that works with ex-offenders and stuff like that. We got some amazing programs in Baltimore City. And I know DC have them too. It's just I don't hear nobody when they do the news reports and stuff like that. I don't hear them talking to like community activists or civil rights advocates and all that type of stuff. No. Until I heard the young lady today. And I sent her stuff over to my Facebook page so that I can reach out to her. That's how we communicate. When you know somebody that's a community activist, a human rights advocate, that's a homeless advocate, that believes in the people, that's looking forward to rehabbing and revitalizing houses for inner city poor people. While a lot of y'all sit on your butts and just point fingers. Don't make no sense. They'll make no sense. They'll make no sense. Yeah, they need to do this. They need to do that. And I'm hoping and praying if they do come, a lot of our young men won't buckle up against them. That's my problem. I'm scared they might like, what? Hey, come on. Now, I can't speak for DC. I'm quite sure DC might carry it like that too if it boils down to it. But I'm looking at not only that, we, ours, us, like I said. We, ours, us. What's up, Austin? Love you too, bro. We, ours, us. You know, most, not all of them, are Muslims too. They are marching in the streets. So what is the National Guard's going to tell them? Y'all can't keep doing this. Y'all can't keep doing that. What about Sean Stenton? He works with the youth. They clean up trash around the city. What are you going to tell Sean? Y'all can't keep doing this. Y'all, what they going to tell him? Huh? What they going to tell my man, and I'm going to jack his name up, Manure. And he pronounced his name the other day. The Core Bill. He works with a lot of the young men. This man got a business that he built houses, electricity, all that. He teaches our young men. So now imagine, I think he got a van, he probably picks them up too. But imagine our young men on their way to his program and they get stopped. Then you got young girls, 14, 16, 17, 18. You got ISIS here. You got the FBI here. You got the National Guards here. Then you got a lot of our girls gone missing again. This gives them the opportunity to do whatever they want. Oh, yeah, he cleaned it up. He cleaned it up. Yeah, he cleaned it up, right? Uh-huh. Y'all don't think Smugger's over there too? Huh? Then we got our children going to school and all that type of stuff. I'm telling y'all. Oh, Trump, the best thing that ever happened. Old Trump. Yeah. The biggest criminal in the world. This man, oh my God. Go over the fact checkers. I'm telling you. Since that man was 6 months old. Let me stop. Criminal. I'm like, how in the hell? We praising this man, and this man, look, the inner city black communities ain't got nothing on him when it come to crime. Y'all need to go look at some of that shit. I'm telling you. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all is a bunch of egg-kissing suckers. No way in the world. No way in the world. I can't even wrap my head around it, man. I might have to take me some pain pills. I can't. Because I'm like, what in the world is this world coming to? And I mean, you got white people coming for him, talking about his behaviors, all this type of stuff. Y'all, please. TikTok is posting a lot of stuff. And a lot of the stuff that TikTok is posting about him, you can Google, you can fact check it. Because whatever they post, mainly about our history and stuff like that, I'll go and like Google it and fact check it to see like some of the stuff that happens back, during that time. I'll go and fact check it to make sure that some of the information is accurate. You get me? And to tell you that a lot of them that's posting stuff on TikTok is coming from places like Fact Checkers, and I think Scoop, and I think it's another company that does like their research and all of that to fact check information. I'm telling y'all, I have never went on Fact Checkers as much as I have over the last few days. I'm telling you. So a lot of the stuff that's coming through on TikTok, now I'm starting to see a lot of it being posted too now on the Facebook. But if that was me, I'd be under the ground. Just me running off in my mouth right now. Just me running off at my mouth. This don't even feel right. Because I know how you can become a target when you point certain things out. And I was listening to a lot of y'all that I want to make clear in Baltimore City. It's not Brandon Scott. It's not Governor Westmore that's actually doing the work in these streets. It's people like myself. It's people that's on the ground level, like Hugs Don't Shoot, like We Ours Us, like Uncle T, like Pastor Hathaway, like Pastor Simmons, like Doc Chisholm, like Steve Copeland was strengthening the community, the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope, where we provide services. It's not Brandon Scott. It's not Governor Hogan. What they do You know, some of them will guide the funding your way, or they will guide the people that believes in your program that can guide money towards the funding to help you do what you do, because they know they can't personally. That's what y'all fail to see. They are politicians, so they can't personally be hands-on like that. Governor Westmore do have a nonprofit, for a lot of y'all that don't know, and his wife runs that. Once he became governor, he had to back away from having his hands in it. Now, I don't hear a lot about what type of like nonprofit they have or what they do, stuff like that. But that's what most people do. Most of your politicians and things like that, they might have programs in the community or businesses in the community. But once they become a politician or anything of that nature, they have to back up out of it. But what tends to happen, like for me, I'll try to get close to people like Westmore, Brandon Scott, because people that love and support them, I'm talking about people with money, like your philanthropist, your business partner. I mean your sponsors, your business partner, stuff like that. When you get close to them, or they fellowshipping with you, and they see that, a lot of them might just want to be a part of what you're doing financially with your program and with your business, right? So that I do know. That I do know. But it's not a lot they can do. But it's the people that surround them that will donate stuff to you, won't have a problem sending you a little money, just helping you get back to the community. So I already know. I've been doing it for a while. So when it comes to product, warehouses, where these products are at, that's not a problem. It's just when it comes to the financial side is where I don't get. And if not just me, it's a lot of us that has 501c3s. I'm an LLC, but have 501c3s, and y'all be so surprised the great work that they're doing in the community. They don't get no money, as far as doing what they do. And I'd be so surprised when I run across certain people and find out they don't get state or government funding to help for nothing. But they do such great work. So when it comes to our politicians too, y'all got to understand this. They talk a hell of a damn game. Hmm. That's the only reason why I didn't run for council seat. And it's not to say all of them. It's not to say all of them. But politics is a selfish and self-centered thing. It's about that individual. It's not about the people, which is supposed to be about the people. And once I got close to a lot of them and I realized it, I was like, you mother suckers. Because you talk a real good game. But then I had to understand this is why I backed up, family. Because once I realized their hands are tied with certain things, they're limited themselves. So it's like, oh, okay. So I had to stop. I had to stop going after Brandon Scott. I had to stop, like Westmore. I wasn't going after Westmore because I was trying to get to meet Westmore. Because there was some things about Westmore that I felt spiritually that I was trying to get to see. Is he really for the people? But I met his wife. And when I met his wife, I felt her spirit. Because I felt her spirit, I said, yeah, he cool. I said, he cool. But the goal was to go meet him. And the church that he go to, my pastor used to be his pastor. He used to be under my pastor, Dante Hickman. I sent him a message one day. I sent Westmore a message. I said, because I know Dante. I said, but I remember the skinny guy. Dante, the guy. He done got a little bigger now, right? But I remember the skinny guy. So he's with Dante. And it was told to me by some other security people to go and talk with him. I just haven't had the chance. They said, go talk to him, right? So people like him, you know, it's good to talk with people like that. Let them know what you're doing in the community. And I understand the same way I watched Governor Hogan supported Squeaky, right? That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. See, sometimes you can just be around the right people to get the right sources, help-wise, that you need. Ed Hale is another one. Kevin Plank is another one. Chuck Paterakis is another one. These are millionaires and billionaires that I'm talking about in Baltimore City, right? I talked with Kevin Plank. I mean, not Kevin Plank. I talked with Chuck Paterakis, and I was picking with him because his father built up so much down in the inner city during Schaefer time. So I was throwing it at him like, yeah, your father used to do this, to do that. You need to help me with the people in the inner city. He told me reach back out to him. But now I've lined some great people up. So when it come time for us to start rehabbing and revitalizing houses, I will start reaching back out to them to let them know where I'm at with this, right? Because the whole thing with everything I'm doing, I have to get my housing program settled first. I have to get my housing program settled first. Because most of the clients that's in the housing program, the ones that want to get into the housing program, my clients will have the first option towards buying a house when we start rehabbing and revitalizing houses for low to moderate income people. I'm not the only one that's working on doing this. Charm City Buyers is doing it. Bree Jones is doing it. It's some other women. It's women that's working on some housing projects. It's some major developers in Baltimore City that I'm on TikTok with that already know, because I've been sharing it for the longest time. Not TikTok, I'm sorry. On LinkedIn. I've been sharing this for the longest time. It's just the point I'm starting to realize everything you do has its steps and its purpose. You get me? So my thing is, I'm not trying to worry myself. I'm not trying to stress myself the hell out. So I have to step back and allow God to do what he needs to do. So the goal is to get settled. And I'm looking at the little phases that I'm going through to reach, certain heights where he'll take me to this level. He took me from here to here. And next thing I know, I watched it go boom. I'm like, what the freak? But I know it's bigger and better things coming. Not only that, I got this cast on my leg. And y'all know I got mad with them. Because they come talk about, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. You can't do this. You can't do that. No, blah, 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 blah. But look, I had to back up. I had to back up, family, and realize there's a purpose and a reason for everything. I'm like, because I got to do this. And be honest with y'all, it's like, okay, I'm seeing it. It's like, okay, it's a reason for it, Steve. It's a reason. It might not be real clear, but I'm going to tell you, From when that went boom, I see something bigger and better. I said, God got it. Because it's like he never surprises me. He never surprises me as far as letting me down wise. So I have to stay focused and understand that, and this time, y'all know, in 2012, well, 2023, I'm sorry, March the 12th, I got locked up, right? Some phony fake charges came up against me. That was to get me off the street. Shut my mouth. So, the 28th of this month, I think it'll be 5 months since I've been off a home monitor. But I said that before I go back to doing this housing program again, I have to surround myself with some people. I have to build a team and put people there, because I don't want to step in front of God this time. You know how that ego and that pride, I got this, God. And I said I don't want to do that. And sometimes I have to question my own self. Am I, mainly with my conversation with him, I have to really observe myself, because this is a mission. This is not just me, right? I was called to this. I was called. Like I said, I got ordained deacon in 2009. I was sitting up in the balcony in the church. Never forget. I will never forget. Now, mind you, I got some clean time under my belt. I'm already, doing what little in the community that I do as far as helping, because I'm with a couple of nonprofits. Well, Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland is the Baltimore branch of the Center for Popular Democracy. So we fight for the people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. And everybody we fight for is not black, y'all. Okay? It's not black. So when I say we fight for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, it can be illegal immigrants too, because you have the Center for Popular Democracy. Then you have the ACLU, American Civil Liberty Union. Those are the two that I know, but I know it's more. Then you got the NAACP, but I know it's more, right? That fight for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. When I say people, stop thinking I'm talking about just black people. So certain conversations I can't get into. So when you start saying the white man this and the white man that, certain conversations I can get into, because I see certain things and I see where it's coming from. But I understand too, it's not just the white man. When you look at people with power, people of authority, people that's your billionaires, your millionaires, your billionaires, or your trillionaires, and y'all got to understand too, they have to pay taxes. So the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. Then if y'all look deep into it, check this out. We pay 7.5% of taxes. Whoever your employer is, he pays 7.5% of taxes for you. Did y'all know that? It's 15%. He pays 7.5, you pay 7.5. So he paying for you to be his slave, either way it goes. I would just say cheap labor. Look into it. So now, the more employees you got, and it's your employees, keep in mind, it's their employees that help them to become the millionaires and the billionaires that they are. It's not something they've done themselves. If you believe in the vision or you have a profession in that area to help their business grow, because that's what you're doing. So anytime you get with a Trump or Elon Musk or Bezos or whoever, and you supporting their business, you are helping them to accumulate wealth. They're not doing it by themselves. It's the employees. And I realized that when I spoke out on the $15 minimum wage in Baltimore City. It's the people. So in saying that, for the past 5 months, I've been trying to get back into the swing, the fight and everything, right? But now keep in mind, I have to watch it, right? Because what happened to me with the fake, phony police reports and all that type of stuff, I ended up pleading guilty. Well, I did the what's that? The something plea. But like I told my lawyer, I said, why would I commit to this when I didn't do anything wrong? Now, the 2 years I served, 11 months in the prison, 13 months on home monitor. That was like 2 years jail time for something I did not do. And be honest, I'm going to be honest with y'all. The goal is to sue the shit out of Baltimore City in the Eastern District Police Department. Okay. I could not talk about this for a while. Now I can talk about it. Because some officers was coming for me. And I was making complaints about these officers. This one cop that I was talking to about leaving a legacy behind for our children, he created 14 charges over me. White boy. I was real disappointed, y'all. Like right now, when I think about that, I'm like, damn, me and this man used to talk. And for him to turn around and do some shit like that took 2 years of my life from me and my children. That was 14 fake charges. And the police report that ain't had nothing to do with me. The young man I brought into my housing program, his aunt is like a niece to me. She said, "Aunt, can you help my nephew?" I said, "Sure." So to me, that was my nephew. His father came up, knocked him around for saying little stuff to me, and he never once, because I never touched him. So he never implemented me in nothing, as far as on the police report wise. Didn't implement me in nothing but bringing his father and them into the house, but he never told who it was that did what they did. You got me? So, anyway, I already know I didn't do nothing. All right? As far as physically touching nobody, anything like that. Matter of fact, I took care of him. Paid his phone bill and all this shit. So what I look like trying to rob him and take from him? This was supposed to be in the police report too. Even got him a job and all that shit. But see, the officer didn't know how I was like helping him put his life in order. All right. So he did that to be smart. I already know that. And a lot of other people know what the officer did. Even his commander-in-chief. A lot of them knew. But they ain't telling. They ain't telling crooked mother suckers. But look, what they did to me, keep in mind, I can only imagine what they done to other people. The officer did 14 charges. A female detective did 3 of them on me to stop me from going to my court date, April the 9th. I said, these mother suckers. So what they did, they got me indicted So I had to wait over the prison for 120 days. It was the guys in the prison that helped me understand what was going on for my case now. Never made it to that one. Then I had to wait another certain time. Never made it to that one. Now I'm home and off the home monitor. So now I did the plea deal I said, okay, I'm gonna just let it go, right? And the prosecutor said herself, and I love it, y'all. I'm telling you, I love it. She said, Mr. Copeland, we know you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I'm like, yeah, but why is y'all charging? To myself, right? She said it. We know you didn't know that such and such was gonna happen and this and that, but she said you are guilty by association. And I looked over at her white ass and I wanted to tell her, so is your damn boss. I helped him twice in his damn campaign for running for state's attorney, right? And I know Brandon Scott, I know I'm Basin, I know Antonio Hayes, I know all of them. So they're guilty by knowing me. You know, that look, that's what was running through my head. But I was like, shit, I just want to get out of here. But when she said that, I was like, oh my God. If you want to start using that for shit, so is your damn boss. He know me very well. I was even told by Fox 45 News about my arrest and everything. They said, did you talk with Ivan Bates? I said, I didn't know I could talk to him. As far as, get him involved in that. But believe me, I was reaching out to him. I was reaching out to Brandon Scott too before this shit happened. I reached out to Commissioner Harris during that time 3 times to tell him about these police officers. They was coming for me. They was coming. And I heard somebody say this the other day, right? I called the damn police because they wouldn't listen. I called the damn police on the police. I heard somebody say that. I bust out laughing. Because when they don't listen, and this last time, this is what I understand about lawmakers. Keep in mind, they are freaking lawmakers. A lot of times, they don't have the solutions. Then I'm talking about the police too. Then on top of that, when I was talking to a police about something down at this building, right? He was trying to look for stuff that you might have done to commit a crime where he can charge you. And when I caught on to that shit, I was like, the fuck? I'm telling this man who I am, my housing program. I just had a board meeting. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. Only thing he wanted to know, what did you do wrong, Mr. Copeland, so we can lock you up? I said, y'all ain't got to worry about me. And that's when I realized, they only work with you according to like a crime. If there was actually an act, that's what they want to know. But what I told him, this was the second time I was confronted. I didn't share this with a lot of y'all. With a young lady that wanted her money back. Then her bodyguard boyfriend, Bounce Man, came to me. Now, me and this dude had to talk. He told me all his work he do in the community to work with our people, young people, blah, blah, blah. But then he came up on me. Right? So he called himself coming for me. And he reached back like he was reaching for something. You get me? So the police was called. Now, this dude gonna lie and tell the police that I reached for a pair of scissors. Now I'm sitting in the office, right? The police gonna say, Do you got? I'm in the office. He like, do you got scissors in here? I'm like, yeah, I got scissors in my office. But now, mind you, I'm not in my office. I'm sitting in the secretary in the office, out in the other area. He go, damn pair of scissors right here. Scissors right here. He gonna ask me, do I got scissors? I'm like, I'm in the damn office in my mind, right? I'm in the office. It's scissors in. I'm like, well, because if I find out such and such and such, I'm like, man, go ahead with that shit. Go ahead with that. When I told him the guy did this to me, right? And everybody was right there. I said, go talk to my damn board members and everything. Because he would not listen to nothing I was saying. He was coming right for me, and I'm like, you know what? I can't keep doing this with y'all. And y'all know I do this. So when I feel like I'm right, I'm going to go. You might look at me like I'm being disrespectful and stuff like that. Don't do it. Because number one, don't accuse me of nothing. And I'm not trying to do nothing to go over nowhere. I am 63. I'm not trying to do nothing to go to jail. I am too damn handsome. I don't care to be around a bunch of dinglings. And I don't know how other people can do it. I don't, because I ain't feel right being around a bunch of damn men. People telling you when to eat, when to sleep, when to bathe, when to, I don't understand how a lot of y'all, yeah, man, because I love prison since I was 6 months old. I'm like, huh? Yeah. Like, ooh, shit. I was hearing some stories. People being in Alcatraz, depend upon. I'm like, can you get me out of here? Get me out of here. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how you do it. It took me 2 weeks when I came home February the 16th to realize I was fucking home. And forgive my language, y'all, that's little flashbacks. It took me 2 weeks. You know how you go to sleep, you wake up, you dream, you thinking you home, and you wake up and look around, it's like, oh, shucks, I'm still here. Mainly when you know you didn't do nothing to be there. Now I could see if you done something, and it's like, okay, I deserve this, I deserve that. But when you didn't do nothing to be there, and a lot of the guys was trying to tell me, this the situation you in now. They was basically trying to tell me to find a way to be comfortable with it. In my mind, I'm like, hell no. They were trying to work with me. I was like, no. But eventually, y'all know how it goes. Now, if you don't get what I'm saying, I'm talking about breaking somebody down. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's like breaking you down. When you're a real strong, powerful man, and you used to speaking out about, corruption and all this type of stuff, and I'm watching it over there. Not with the inmates. I'm looking at the correction officers, and I'm doing this because I'm looking at how they treating us in there. Not Steve Copeland. Come on. Everybody's not here because they committed a crime. But in their eyesight, if you there, you did something wrong to get there. Not him. I can only tell you him. I was going down to rental court for what the police was coming at me for, thinking I was trying to throw the client out. I said, no, I needed him to get some help. He was off his meds. So eventually, I had to go down, fill out some paperwork to get emergency petition for them to take him to get mentally evaluated. They were supposed to have done that, but they told me it wasn't their job. I said, it's on your site. And the judge told me, Mr. Copeland, you're not supposed to be here. You're doing their job. I said, Your Honor, I know. So the paperwork was sent to the district, and then they came around and did what they had to do, which that's all they had to do was take them. So, because of the type of work I do, and once I tell you the type of people that I deal with, I can get them signed away. I can do emergency petition. But the goal is to get them back on their meds. If they're off their meds, you want to get them balanced back out. That's all. So I just want to say it's a lot of work in doing what I do to help our people, y'all. We have a lot of people. I'm talking about community wise. And it's not just in the inner city community. We have a lot of, can I use the word dysfunctional people? They're very, very intelligent people too. But some of them have some serious issues here, you know. And I started realizing that we got some amazing people that do some amazing work. But as you begin to get to know them, they come close, you realize, shoot, it's my little crazy. They can use some little meds. But the work that they do and how they do things, um, if you don't know, it was one person I was working with, and I'm not even gonna say the name. Was talking about her brain was in the back of her neck. I'm like, well, ain't no use for me to have sex with you if your brain is in the back of your neck, because that's my whole goal is to knock your brain in the back of your neck. It's already back there. So I'll be like, bam, 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 bam. You, I'm like, shoot, what I'm gonna mess with you for? If your brain is already in the back of your neck. I was sharing this. I used to share that some years ago. And Patrice and them used to crack up, knocking your brain in the back of your neck and your brain already back there. What I'm gonna want to do you for? Just like if you say your back out, what I want to screw you for if your back already out? Shit. Don't tell me. And y'all guys know we got the moments where we want to slam dunk, cram that thing, boom, boom. Oh my God. Pat and them used to crack the heck up when I was telling them about that. My brain is in the back of my neck. I'm like, well, you ain't getting none from me. The motherfucker already in the back of your neck. I want to knock your brain in the back of your neck. It's already in the back of your neck. Ain't gonna serve me no purpose. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. I have met some women throughout my process that liked me. And I didn't find them attractive in that way. Sex wise. And a couple of them pressed charges against me. Your Honor, he said this and he said that. He was stalking me. No, I wasn't. I'm telling you. I done had people, man, file so much. I had somebody filed charges against me, said I was going to come in Middle River and blow the protesters mother freaking heads off. I'm like, what? Now, mind y'all, I do protests. We do protests, right? And we do rallies. Now, I'm with Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland. So we fight for the democracy of the people, mainly the people of color in the Black community, right? So I'm a human rights advocate. I'm doing all of this. So I know what it is to do a rally. I know what it is for us to do a protest, right? So whenever you do a protest, you go, you make your point, and then you leave. You got some that get a little rowdy with it, but the goal is to go, do what you do, and then leave. Because I wouldn't join them in their bull crap some years and years and years ago with the Middle River thing, because I wouldn't fall for their bull junk. Somebody went and pressed charges against me and said I threatened to blow their heads off. Now, unalive them. Now, Sergeant Connors called me. Said, Steve, where you at? I said, right here, home. I was looking at them on the video because somebody was down there recording it. Because they told them I was in the crab house with a pew-pew. And they came rolling up in there looking for me. I said, no, I'm sitting at home looking at y'all. So Sergeant Connor said, yeah, because such and such supposed to happen, and he heard that I was supposed to have a warrant. So he went and he checked everything out. This was on a Thursday. So he called me back and said, yeah, you got a warrant on you. So I told him, I said, well, I'm going to turn myself in. That was that Friday. But somebody told me, don't go that Friday. Go Monday, because they might keep me for the weekend. So I didn't go that Friday. He ain't going to call me, tell me, why you ain't go? You ain't going to go. So I told him, I said, it was explained, don't go there. But anyway, that Monday, I went and turned myself in. So the reason why I'm saying this, one, my goal is not to hurt nobody. Y'all will sit back, run downtown, and accuse me of stuff, and I have to go through the process. And normally when I show up, I just sit there, and if it's a business thing, I'm going to tell a judge that the only way I know you, mainly if it's based around business, because if you're trying to make it personal, like a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, I'm like, no, I don't know that person like that. And I'll tell the judge if they want something further from that, that's not working here. So I had several women do that to me. I had them do it. And I just said that anytime y'all accuse me of anything, it's just I got to go through the process. Because my goal is never to hurt nobody. Y'all be twisting stuff up, not me. Not me. And it makes you don't want to do business with women. And please don't take it wrong, but I know one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. That's just like here in Baltimore City. And I can tell y'all personally, yeah, we have some wretched areas. Do not get it wrong. Do not get it wrong. But even when I ride through Baltimore City in certain areas, I be like, this not too bad. This not, but you do have certain areas where it's a little rougher than others. But those are the ones that tends to make it's more positive stuff that's going on in Baltimore City. And I'm quite sure it's more positive stuff that's going on in DC than the little crooked stuff. And what y'all have a tendency of doing, you'll take that one bad apple and you'll make it out as a whole. And that's not true. That is not true. I can tell you that personally. That is not true. I live over in near Morgan. And this is the city. But it's not your inner city. Not only that, we have security right here. The same way if the inner city and what the inner city had, right? But the inner city had like we, ours, us. The inner city have the Baltimore Peace Movement. The inner city has Uncle T. The inner city has Hugs Don't Shoot, people like that. And what I'm saying is they spread out in different communities. And the other day I was looking at Westmore, I was looking at Squeaky, I was looking at Sean Stinton, I was looking at all of them somewhere together. I'm like, God darn it, and I didn't know. But these are all from everyone I seen. All have either non-profits, businesses wise, where they're working with the inner city youth. And some of them are working with like Marlo. Marlo worked with your returning citizens. Not just that he worked with them, if they need a job, if they need a place to stay. See, y'all don't hear Trump talking like this. And be honest with you, the National Guard can't provide this because they are not like from that city to know what type of housing programs or know what stuff is at. So they got to come in police and stuff. And it doesn't matter who you deal with them. Everybody in their eyesight are criminals. So for y'all to be like, oh, I'll be glad they come to Baltimore City. You need to get your butt up and come into the communities and help us help them. And this bull crap, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this thing can wear you down. I was determined. I said, look, I'm not going on there, Facebook, because I'm always posting something and putting certain things. Sometimes I have to rest this. I'm like, Steve, just lay here, don't do nothing, and watch a movie or something. Whatever that's going on is going on. You can only do what you can when that time presents itself. More than anything, I'm concerned about our young men retaliate. I'm glad they didn't go there in DC, like that. But I don't want them to retaliate. And Trump might want to for whatever reason. But the same way you got ICE over here, you got the FBI coming, you got the police here. Um, when you come up against people and they feel threatened, what they gonna do? Some of them gonna retaliate. So y'all wishful thinking with the National Guard can get a lot of our people taken down. And I know y'all might feel like they deserve it. I don't feel like that. I feel like if they willing to do the necessary work to turn their lives around, we just have to make sure we keep the doors open. So I'm not with a lot of that. As a human rights advocate, as a homeless advocate, as a community organizer, as an outreach coordinator, I wear so many hats. But just understand, I love Baltimore City. And I'm sick and tired of a lot of y'all down in our city. We have some beautiful places here. And I'm going to tell y'all this too. We have some beautiful places in the inner city too. Y'all know they starting to do gentrification in the inner city. So they are improving the inner city. It's just helping those who, I'm going to say, a little bit more ratchet, right? Hey, Bishop, Carrington, it's just helping those that's are a little bit ratchet to gain and teach them how to live a more productive way of life. That's the whole goal. Now, everybody is not going to be willing to change. And it takes work because now you got to get rid of that old way of thinking to allow that new information in. And a lot of people are so comfortable with it. So I know for a fact, with 32 years clean from that particular lifestyle, and I thank God a day at a time, I have not made the decision to go back to doing a lot of the stuff I used to do just for today. And to be honest with y'all, I don't ever want to go back to a lot of that. I don't want to. I got more peace now in my life than I have ever had in my life. And that's why whenever I'm talking with our young men, and not just our young men, whenever I'm talking with our men, the ones that feel like they can't get ahead in life, it's not to knock them, it's not to make them feel down. You gotta have programs. If somebody wants to get into the GED program, I have a person that's working with me that can tutor. I have a person that's working with me that can get you your GED or get you your high school diploma. He's accredited. So basically, he asked to be a part of what I'm doing so that he can continue his work. So he's a part of the program. He's tutoring one of my board members' daughters. So at 908, I got him an office space there. But I told him in our process of moving, when I do move, he's going to get a space there. Not just that, I have a pastor on board. So when I move or we move, I got to make sure she have a space. Come on. We set the place up for like a beautician, for a barber to come in. Just to work with the clients in the building first. Like cutting hair. The ones that want to, if you can certify them or license them. If you can do that. I'm talking about with my housing program. So I listen to a lot of y'all talking. I hear y'all. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? And I share with y'all what Steve doing over here, because I understand we talking about like work in progress, right? We talking about like what type of programs. I'll share that with y'all. It seems like it fly right over your head. But the only thing I'm saying when I do, if you the type of person in your city, in your community, and say like you want to start, say a recovery program, or you want to start apprenticeship program, that's how we communicate. Talk about it, so that way we can feed you the information to do the right things. Now, I watched two people come through here that I admire the most, because I know they're doing a lot of work in Baltimore City. And I'm gonna call your name out, Bishop Carrington. I just seen him come through. He's not on TikTok a lot, but he does a lot of great work around Baltimore City. Plus Jones came through. He does a lot of work around in Baltimore City. And I'm talking about he's one of the big developers in Baltimore City too. See, a lot of y'all don't know that, Baltimore. And I'm gonna tell y'all this too. A lot of people with money that's developers in Baltimore City that's black, sometimes y'all don't know the hell they go through to get a contract in Baltimore City. That's a damn shame. Excuse me for a minute, y'all. Let me turn this light on. And I'm telling y'all, I know this personally firsthand because I'm in Baltimore City. I deal with our politicians. I know certain people that you can go to and talk to help you get contracts. It's just your paperwork and your funding has to be in order. You gotta have it in order. You gotta have your paperwork. You gotta have that check for whatever work you're trying to do in Baltimore City. Come on, I've been doing this for a while. You gotta know which ones deal with contracts for minorities that's in City Hall. I ain't calling no names out because I know where to go. So I have to sign contracts now. Because when I step in, somebody asks me, do you do broker? When I step in as a broker. Because I step in as a broker. That's the goal. That's something for me. If I have, I would just say board meeting. But if I have a business meeting and it's about 10 of us, see, even with my own business, I need to make sure my paperwork is lined up. So when I give you the folder, I can walk you through the process of the business. Now, mind you, listen to what I'm saying. I don't have no damn experience in this shit. I'm just talking. But I basically know what to do. It's like it's coming. It comes. So I deal with people, right? And when we get on that business level, some of them that might come out then invested millions into other projects. And it's like they want to work with you, but they done lost so much. And I be like, God dang it. And I understand. I really understand. So you can't be mad. It's like, darn. I'm telling y'all, I done sat down with some people. When they come to this, I mean this. It's like so now the goal is to take either the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope and do a 501c3 with that. or I'm going to use Stephen Copeland Jr. Multi-Purpose Center for Inner City Youth, Sports and Talents. I'm sorry. It's going to be a multi-purpose center for inner city youth. I watch a lot of people doing stuff, and I'm looking at our children moving about, but I'm not really looking at nobody teaching them like how to dance, how to sing. The goal with the multi-purpose center is, and I know a lot of y'all in Baltimore City is familiar with the School of the Arts, but to build that multi-purpose center around that. And the guy, Maurice Thomas, in Yonkers, New York, he have about 8 of those type of ooh, come on. I was gonna say multi-purpose centers, but I don't think they multi-purpose centers. But he deal with a lot of our like actors, singers, dancers, all of that. Old rappers, new rappers. So I reached out to him some years ago, and we still connected. That's Wendy Williams' cousin. But I reached out to him some years ago to ask him to can he come to Baltimore City and help me open up a program like his. A lot of y'all keep in mind, I started the B Moore's Real Teen Talk Show. I start to do it yesterday, Saturday at 2. But because it's for the teenagers, right? For the youth, I need somebody to host it. When I was looking at what Mr. T is doing, and not just Mr. T, it's a lot more of them that's working with our young people. And I'm like, they go to people right there, they go right there, right? But the point is, it's just doing it. And this is what I said because I want a studio. I want a room, be honest, where we can broadcast live out of it. I want the couch conversation show. So I want my couch area, right? I want my little couch area. And I was looking at like I'm on this end, then you turn around, they go to Teen Talk. So I've been looking at like a round table for the Teen Talk. I thought because I was thinking about Jada Pinkett in there with the round table. So that's what I'm looking at. Just get a big enough spot where we could do the couch talk. And then when it's time for the Teen Talk, you just zero in on that. But now, if I do, and it all depends on the next building, where I could just fix it up for the Teen Talk show. Because the way I scheduled it is on Saturdays from 2 to 2:45. Somebody know what times is best to catch the teenagers' attention and all that type of stuff. I want if it's a different time frame, that's fine. If they say, well, we want to do it 3 days out the week, that's fine. Because that's the broadcast network. So they shooting live, point blank. So it doesn't matter to me if you're willing to be consistent and do what needs to be done. And I'm sharing this with a lot of y'all too. I have to get better. And I'm talking about the people that's looking at me on my restream. I have to get better with bringing people up on my platform. I can bring 10 guests up on my platform. I'm not good with that yet. That's why I need somebody that knows how to do this. See, I know how to do it over on TikTok, but I'm not real good with my Restream broadcast network. Now, keep in mind too, if you are a business person or you somebody that's creative and you doing certain things, if you want to come on my broadcast network, I can share that information with you, and you can live stream from your own home, but you're doing it from my broadcast. Where, keep in mind, even though we might not have a lot of viewers here, I can tell you right now, it's people in the UK watching us, it's people in Africa watching me, it's people around the world that watches this. I might not get a lot of response back to certain things because y'all know I'm the big mouth bald head dude, right? It's like I want to be a part of, but that's just me. And y'all know it's a lot of love come behind it. Now, I need somebody because it's a 7-day, 24 hours. So you can come on 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Certain people can't sleep, they will zoom in right to you. They're going to zoom in. You know, it all depends on your product. It all depends on like your time frame. But once you become a part of my broadcast network, and what I'm trying to do too, and I'm talking to whoever that's right here on my restream, I have stream. I'm trying to make sure I pronounce it right. That's a TV broadcast network that I have too. Once again, I've been trying to figure out how to intertwine the two. I'm not good with this, but a lot of y'all out there know how to do this. And if you come and we can start streaming to like Roku, I might have pronounced it wrong, Roku, places like that, Amazon, places like that. Because the goal is, like I said, is to grow my broadcast network platform. It's my talk show. It can be your talk show. So I want to embed my TikTok into my restream, but TikTok is too, some of the stuff that I say out my mouth, they will restrict you. And I don't know if it's different when once you, because they are a package on my restream to add in. So this is a package that I can do my broadcasting with too. And Instagram is another one that I can put into my network. Now, once I begin to grow, I can move away from the 8 platforms to 15. But now, once again, I need that team. I need somebody that knows all about that, know about lighting, like recording. I need a team. Now, financially, I don't have the money to pay nobody right now. But if you say, okay, Mr. Steve, I want to come in because I'm trying to get my platform up to my broadcast network, blah, right? Because I have this young lady, she done disappeared on me at Yellow Broadcasting Studio. She got her own studio thing. So I wanted us to come together, and I thought she was coming. Now, and I still got her number. When that time come, I'll reach back out to her later because she was going through some stuff to see, do she want to kind of merge together? Because I did start promoting what she do. But the thing is, I need some people that's willing to volunteer right now. So if I have to go over to Morgan, if I have to go to like get some people in my church involved, you know, to do this, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. So, but so far, I've been trying to do a lot of stuff myself, and it's a lot because I have like 14 social media pages. So from time to time, I might have to go into Vimeo. I might have to post some things in the Vimeo, you know, just to get some more activity going. I might have to go to Twitch, and then I'll look at certain things over Twitch because you want your followers to grow. Or I might follow this group, that group, but I look for them to follow back, you know. And if you got hundreds of thousands of followers on your team and you become a part of that team, sometimes people grab hold of you too. So I know all that. It's just the point of being consistent. Now, on Twitch, they play a lot of games. It's a lot of games on Twitch, right? It's a lot of the platforms that Restream has. It's a lot of gaming going on. So when I go on there, I have to look for the areas where they have talk shows, where they have similar shows like this, you know, for me to come on and talk. And I love some of them. They had their little mic in front of them. They might be sitting there, blah, 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 you know. I don't know if they're working or not, but still they set it up like they actually in the studio. And you want that tone. You want that tone, right? But a lot of people, and I'm just saying for me, and to be honest with y'all, I say certain things out my mouth, but I can't knock y'all. I get pissed to me that we won't come together. I get pissed because it's so much that's happening, and a lot, and I'm talking about our black people. The reason why we get screwed a lot the way we do, because they know we won't stick together. That's why they fuck us the way they do. And the more you sit back and y'all hear me talk, y'all hear what I say. Not only what I say, a lot of the stuff I say out my mouth, y'all know I'm actually walking, you know, with other people now. I'm not by myself. I'm not by myself. With other, I'm going to say, organizations or community activists, human rights, you know, advocates, with a lot of positive people that's doing great work. Just keep in mind, I am one of the ones that normally step away, excuse me, from the group, and I'll do this. And because I'm singled out and I run off at my mouth, and sometimes y'all might not like the way I come, but understand, that's why I made that, I keep that statement up there, keeping life real. Because I feel like I don't have to lie about anything. So it's reality, what we're seeing. A lot of the stuff I used to didn't see, that my eyes are open to now, and I'm like, oh my God. It blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, what? And see, some of us, we see it, but we accept it for what it is. Oh, well, you know what I mean? But then when I open up my mouth, it's not to hurt nobody's feelings. It's to challenge you sometimes. If you see what's happening, step up to the plate. You don't have to do it by yourself. You got so many. I can pull out that list right there. Y'all already know it. I can pull out this list to tell you about at least 30 programs in Baltimore City that's doing work. That y'all can relate this back to Trump. When I talk about Van Brooks, Damon Cooper, Joe Gamble, matter of fact, when I seen all of them together the other day, I even seen Joe Gamble with them. And it was called community, it was the community coming together. I was like, God darn, I ain't hear about this. I would have limped there. Then you got Mayo Alfonso, you got Umar Boxing. Then I keep pronouncing my name, my buddy name wrong. I call him Manuri. He pronounced his name too. I was listening to him pronounce his name. Then you got Lisa Cooper, you got Lisa Moloch, Cherie Rogers, Kim Trueheart, Squeaky. You know, you got Uncle T, you got Rock. I mean, come on. You got Sean, the youth program, the mayor office of cleaning crew. That's Sean Stent. You got Janet Graham with the returning citizens. Y'all, come on, y'all got Michael. Michael worked with a lot of our youth. with cutting grass and all this type of stuff, right? You got so many people that's doing stuff to keep our youth busy. But then you still have those that tend to choose to act a certain way. But now, that's not, I'm not good with percentage. I'm not good with that. That's why I might say certain things like that one bad apple spoil a whole bunch. Because I'm not good with statistics and all that like y'all is. I can only share from where I'm at. Mm-mm. And then remember I told y'all the Baltimore Real Team Talk. Curlin White worked with the youth too. Shelly Stefani, he does a great job of Emerson. Roland Hall, he does a great job. He's a coach for the young girls, and he's a chef. Then you got Dr. Andre Humphrey. You got Pastor Hathaway on here. It's still names I can add to this, and it's not just that. I don't even have B Moore's. I don't have Erica on here, and I'm looking at the work Erica and I'm doing around the city. I'm looking at the work of Big Val doing Hugs Don't Shoot. These are people with nonprofits and organizations that I got to know throughout the years. So when y'all talk bad about Baltimore City, I don't like that goddamn mother wacka woom woom. And I'm looking at all these people that's putting in the work. And it goes to show me y'all don't know shit. And it's not being smart, because you're not familiar with who doing what where. We will never, and this is what I realize, we will never, ever stop crime. What we do, we try to find ways and means to slow it down. And it's not for us to send a lot of our young men over to, hey, Kenny, to send them over well, if you commit the crime, you do the time. Let me say that. But if you can find ways and means, programs to help them get into where they can move away from this stuff. First thing y'all, lock them up. And I'm going to tell y'all, when I was over there, I watched guys go in the kitchen, go here, go there, blah, blah. They was only making $3 a day. That little bit of money just helped them with commissary. And then you had people over there I didn't know till they told me that was homeless. And they committed a crime, right? Like when it was warm, so they could have somewhere to sleep when it got cold. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So y'all might say this with our homeless people and stuff like that. 3 hots in the cot. And that's fine. But look at the criminal charges that's going to come along with it. And once again, that's only a temporary thing. You might have somewhere to put them for a time frame, for a time. And that can be a good thing in some cases. I just don't approve of certain things. That's just me. Okay. That's why you try to find ways and means to help them in a better way. And if I was sitting in a room with some board members and all that bull crap, I'm telling y'all right now, they would not like some of the stuff I say. And it's not that I'm going to be negative and smart or ignorant or anything like that. But when you kind of understand what the people is dealing with, and you bring it to their attention, because a lot of them don't look at the solution. They stuck in the problem. Just like them up. Just like them up. They stuck in the problem. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for some of the look at some of them videos that they showing us in DC with how the National Guard, ICE, and the FBI are approaching people. And see, their goal, if it's to clean the streets up, what about the people that need to travel? What about the people that's going to come out their house and be on their way to work, and all of a sudden they get stopped? And these are people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Then you got teenagers that's probably on their way to Mr. T's program, right? Uncle T program. Then you got the police pulling them over and arresting our young kids. The mother don't know where they at. The father don't know where they at. And it's no guarantee they taking them somewhere safe. Because y'all know they reported, what's up, Dr. K? You know they reported some women that came up missing. That's a good opportunity, man, for what Trump did with ISIS and the masked mans and all that. That's a good way to traffic our people. Is the immigrants, right, illegal? Is the illegal immigrants really making it up out of here? Y'all don't care. Get them out. Get them out. Who's working these farms that a lot of the I ain't been reading up on that too much. But who's working some of these farms that they done ran the immigrants off on? And not only that, a lot of your developers that hire these immigrants is some illegal immigrants to do their construction work. So who's finishing off the work? I know a lot of y'all don't care. Dr. K, I didn't say, I just heard that it was 38 women that came up missing. And I'm just telling you what somebody said. Well, somebody reported. I didn't say blacks. They said 38 women. And not only that, they did mention more like they stopping like Hispanics and stuff like that, women, or just say migrants, or they did say they stopping them and checking things out, and some of them are being removed. So that was part of the statement they was making. It wasn't, they did mention more of, I'm gonna say, what, immigrants or migrants? I'm trying to say Dr. K, because look, Dr. K, it wasn't that they was taking blacks, okay? No, they wasn't saying that. No, Dr. K. So I understand I understand. Because that they icing them good for that one. When I say my people, I'm talking about people in general. I keep telling y'all that. I'm not just talking about like the black race. I'm talking about people in general. I tend to say our people. Or when you hear me say my people, when I say my people, I'm talking about people as a whole. Yeah. Now I'm not just talking about because look, once I started seeing what was happening, right? I'm noticing they're attacking a lot of white people. I say it all the time. I say it all the time. I said, as a as a human rights advocate, I fight for our people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. I said some conversations I cannot get in on. Mainly when we talk, and you know, a lot of people might say the white man this and the white man that. I can't get in on certain things because I understand it's not just the white man, right? It's more like the haves and the have-nots. So I begin to see that. Now, when I say our, as a fact, too, I realize that everybody that's in the inner city is not black. They're not black. And that's why I'll do our people. But then when I get real specific, Dr. K, I might go like the black people, right? With certain things. But when I do ours, I'm talking about people as a whole. But they're our people. Family. They family. Yeah. But I think it all depends on how people take it when I say certain things. But I learned some years ago, Dr. K, and I shared this too. When we went to Detroit, and what the? I'm looking at my phone. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone. At my messages, U.S. Army. Did I call somebody? Or somebody was calling me. I wonder if that was. Sorry about that. When we went to Detroit, yeah, you got to be. When we went to Detroit, Communities United, it was a lot of us, organization wise. When we went to Detroit, um, and I'm trying to make sure I kind of say it right, but it was either the Hispanics, it was another culture. Let me put it like that. And they was going through hell too. That taught me from that trip that black people aren't the only people that suffers. That taught me that. Now, let me show you this, Dr. K. All right. I'm trying to I'm trying to zero in. Because what I did, I put what ethnicity suffers the most. right? Now, you know, number one, it says in the United States and many Western countries, Black people are constantly reported to suffer the highest rates of racism and discrimination across multiple studies. However, the experiences and impact of racism vary significantly for other racial ethnic groups, which also report high levels of discrimination. And that's what I realized when we went up to um, Detroit. But now they mention, I was trying to see where it says it at. It mentions like 5 groups that normally suffers. Um, it say other racial and ethnic minority groups, American Indian and Alaska Native. High discrimination reports indicate that um, adults experience rates of discrimination, and that's what we have to look at the most. It's like discrimination. Then you got the Hispanics and Latino Americans. I don't know if it was the Hispanics. Remember I said when we went to Detroit and you got Asian American, because it mentions like about 4 or 5 groups. Then it say Black participants in the study perceive anti-Black bias as still relatively prevalent, while white participants report is it was at what is that? I'm trying to get that word right. Yeah, but actually, the only thing I'm saying is that trip helped me to understand that we aren't the only ones that suffers. The races most what race is most discriminated against? And then it talks about 8 in 10 sees discrimination against Muslims and Jews, as well as Arab, Black and Hispanic people. 3/4 of yeah. I just from time to time I'll just go and do a little research on certain things just to have a better understanding. So I know for a fact that Blacks aren't the only one. And I'm gonna say being discriminated against. And one thing I realized too, even though the crime rate and the unalive rate within the Black community is pretty high, these crimes and the unalive rate happens in other cultures too. It's just these things are not being reported as much as it might be when it comes to your inner poor cities. But in other cultures, oh yeah, they losing family members too. Go around on Pennsylvania and North, and you'll see, even though you have a lot of Black people that's strong out, watch the white people too, other races too. Now I'm in NA. I'm in NA. What's up, Gator Man? I'm in NA, right? 32 years. I see all cultures in there. All cultures. And keep in mind, you have doctors, you have lawyers, you have politicians, you have all cultures that struggles with abuse. I done met some people out through the years, I'm telling you, 32. And I'm gonna tell you what shocked me the most, Steve, when I seen a Jewish guy in the meeting. I was like, what? I'm looking at the word discrimination right now. I ain't gonna look, and I know you might be looking, but I'm gonna say this anyway. Miss Deborah says she don't want no children in 908. Now you know, in my housing program, I house women and children. It was like the parents can stay, but the kids gotta go. I said, I said, she is discriminating against the children. I'm like, do you want to know? Do you really want to know we can sock it to your ass making a statement out your mouth like that? Making a statement out your mouth like that. You discriminating against the damn children. I said, you. Oh my God. And if I wanted to push, if I wanted to be smart, I could have reached out to some other advocacy groups. I said I ain't gonna do it. She was serious too. They still in there. Tell my only thing she want is the men and women, the children gotta go. I'm gonna tell you all this. I wish y'all look up the powers that the president had. Donald Trump went far and beyond. I'm like, what in the world? But I had to understand, you got to understand the three branches of government. And now I'm starting to understand more that the Republicans hold more seats on that level than the Democrats. The Republicans do. So this is where the big fight coming in. And even if they try to impeach him, the Republicans might not allow it to happen. So they're not going to approve of it. But now, how they can be okay with this bull jump that's happening now? Oh, you can tell people that don't live a certain way of life. A lot of you Republicans and a lot of you Democrats, the people voted y'all in position. So y'all represent the people. Y'all actually turned y'all damn backs on the people. Y'all done sold them out. Now, one thing I can say about the Democrats, they will create programs when it comes to working with, I'm gonna say you're less fortunate and stuff like that. They will create stuff. so that people like myself, people like Uncle T, people like We Ours Us can provide these services. But then you got the Republicans. And I'm going to tell y'all again and again and again and again. The reason why I admire them, because they talked a good damn game. They just didn't follow up on that shit. They was talking now, if you notice, like they want us to be more independent, where we don't have to rely on the state and government for assistance, or when it comes to our products and stuff. So I got all that. But what got me with them lying mother suckers, y'all ain't coming into the community to put in the work. You talk a real goddamn good game. And that's what disappointed me. And I want a Republican to tell me I'm lying. Because number one, I understand they lawmakers. But I was looking for them to come into Baltimore City for running off of their freaking mouth, talking about how they want to help people be more independent. They want to talk this spiritual good game stuff. Y'all bunch of phony fake. Now, I'm only talking about the ones I met. Okay. And some of them that I met do not support Trump. They are Republicans because of what they stand for. And their goal is the people, not Trump. We know where Trump stands. And that's what really disappointed me. I helped 9 Black Republicans. First time in Baltimore City history that we had 9 Blacks run on the Republican ticket. From Mayor, Kimberly Klacik, Congress, on down. They asked me to come and help them win their seats. Christopher Anderson asked me. I knew they wasn't going to win, but I told Christopher, I said, I'll come and help y'all get them a run for their money. I knew they weren't going to win. I was trying to figure out, well, if y'all win, then that means you got to go to City Hall. Y'all got to deal with the Democrats. How would that work? Right? How would that work? And y'all got to understand, we talking about human beings. So when I say we talking about human beings, just because a person might be a Democrat, that don't mean they don't have a conservative mindset. Just because you are a Republican and you have that conservative mindset. So you're looking at the Democrats and you want to look at the person, and just because of their political affiliation, you want to make them out to be a piece of trash. Now get what I'm saying. When I say that, I'm talking about people. The difference. I got Democrats that wants the best for the people. I got Republicans that wants the best for the people. They want the best. But I'm watching to see if you actually providing the best services. That's what y'all totally miss. That's what you miss. I need to see you in the community, see what you're doing to help us better the community. All of y'all know all about these politics and rules and regulations over here. And when Abraham Lincoln was living, when John Wilkes Booth was there. Y'all know all this goddamn bull junk, but y'all don't know nothing to do today, 2025, because you're so busy talking about, and it wasn't just 1619 when they brought slaves over here. And from what I understood, somebody put something out, right? And they're talking about how they took Americans out of America, right, over to Africa, somewhere like that, and brought them back and said they're Africans. Somebody said it too. How you going to go? You're going to get African-speaking people, and they going to just come back and start speaking English just like that. I said, damn, you right. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I don't know. But let me show y'all something, right? And I read this the other day, right? I read this the other day. 1591. I got it right here on my right here. 1591. Right? The War of 1591. I sent this over to my Facebook page, y'all. It was a black guy. And he was talking about the war. Major conflicts in 1591 include Moroccan invasion of Shanghai Empire with the decisive battle of Tandaba, something like that. The beginning of the Siamese Commandant War from an invasion by these names. I'm a jack up, right? I'm a jack up. So, but basically, what he was talking about, he was talking about slavery. He was talking about slavery in 1951. I mean, in 1591. He was talking about slavery. It's just some of the names, right? Because they names of different countries, right? I'm going to pronounce them wrong, and I don't want to confuse nobody. But it was talking about the Moroccan invasion of the Shanghai, right? Asian. But as he went on, he was talking about the African. He was talking about the slavery that took place back then during the war of 1591. And we're so stuck on 1619. And that's basically what they were saying. We're talking about the slave trade then. What happened in the war of 1591? On November the 6th, 100 years of was this Korean Ultimate War. The Ottoman Empire successfully captured the Korean rebel for see, I'm not used to reading this, so it's just pronouncing these words. But it helped me to understand, you know, we do our research and we do our study, right? We'll do that. And we'll only, for some of us, we'll only go back to what we was taught, right? 1619. But y'all know, and some people think the only time that blacks existed is coming from Africa, and that's not true. Blacks was already here. They was already here. And the point of slavery, you know, is a point of saying a cheaper way of getting your work done. Go down again. This dude love himself some Donald Trump. You better not talk about Donald Trump. See how I had to respond back to some of the bull junk people say. And this is Donald Rugenberg or something like that, right? He's a die-hard Trump fan. I don't care what you say about Trump. Now, he said something about the Epstein files, right? I said this stuff he did way before he became a before he became a president. Stop that. I like picking with Donald. This is how we go. I love picking with people. When I post certain things, I'll post stuff just to get your reaction. But keep in mind, like I just post what I sent back to Donald. Number one, you people just don't get it. When I when I say I'm a community activist, a community organizer, right? When I say community, do that resonate with people that I help fight for the people? And I fight against our corrupt politicians. It's like, do you get it? And this is what I just sent to him. I'm fighting against the ones that tends to hurt the people the most. That's why I said I'm a community activist. It's like you ain't getting it down all these years I've been knowing you. A community organizer, a human rights advocate. That means I represent the people, not the politician itself. That's where a lot of us get lost at. That's what we get lost at. That's why I said, because I used to come for Brandon Scott hard when he was president of the council members, right? I used to come for him hard, a lot of them. But I learned, once I started learning what they can do, what they cannot do, it was like, stop, Steve, stop. Because basically, you in the community, you understand what needs to be done. So if you see an issue, you see a problem, you try to work on it. You work on it. Certain things they can't touch. No matter what y'all say out y'all mouth. Like, I'm looking at this bully. I'm looking at Trump. And a lot of stuff he's doing, like with the National Guard, ICE, and all that, is taking the power out of the regular people on the streets that's doing great work in the community. It's taking the powers out their hands. And they are starting to arrest. And I seen it when I seen them arrest a white guy today. Jess was doing a documentary. And they locked him up. Why? And y'all know this guy gonna file a lawsuit. And the thing with that, Trump don't give a hell. Reason why? Because it ain't coming out his pocket. It ain't coming out his pocket. That's why when I say what I say, we need to come together as a collective. Because a lot of the stuff that's happening in the community, if you're not okay with it, you join That's why you have your neighborhood association. Because if you don't like what's happening in your community, you get involved. Mainly with your neighborhood association. A lot of y'all won't even come out to the meetings. I look at Safe Streets in Baltimore City. You got a lot of returning citizens that works with Safe Streets. So a lot of them still stuck in their old ways of doing things. So they come out, their motives and their intentions mean well, but they'll start practicing the same behaviors. Now, once I came into NA, they told me I must change my old ways of thinking, or I will go back to practicing a lot of the stuff I used to do. So I had to learn to let new information come in. But now understand this, my mother taught me morals, values, and principles, all of that, all of that. I'm the one that chose to do this. I'm the one that chose at 13 to start doing this. I'm the one at 14. I'm the one between 14 and 15 intervenes, right? Those was the type of people that I was around. And I remember my mother asking me, what was this on my arms? And the only thing came to my mind was railroad tracks. My mother asked me, what is wrong with you? I couldn't answer at the time because I didn't know. It wasn't until I got clean at 30. I got clean at 30. So between the age of, I'm going to just say 11 to 30, I lived what you say a teenage life. I lived as far as what you say in my 20s. But when I looked at it, when I look back at it, I spent those years doing what I was doing. So in my mindset, I didn't enjoy my teenage years and in my 20s because I was so busy trying to be in other places or being somebody that, I wasn't. But it wasn't until I got clean when I yelled out for help and God guided me to a program. I was 30 years old. That was January the 26th, 1993. Now I came in January the 25th. They told me come back and come back clean. So when I came back on the 26th, that was the last time I used, was the 25th. A day at a time, I got 32 years. And I'm only sharing this, right, because some people might feel like they can't stop and stay clean a day at a time. It's just a day at a time, right? Over a day at a time, I have accumulated just for today a little over 32 years. And not only that, now mind you, I came in, I was 30. I had just turned 31, February the 20th. So that was 32 years ago. I'm 63. I never thought. I never thought I would live this. I'm in granddaddy mode. It might not matter to y'all. It means a lot to me. A day at a time. I lost my mother when I was 26 years old, right? And once I started doing some work on myself, I never had the chance to tell my mother why I started using. A lot of people don't know why. Other than I can say this now, when I started doing work on myself, I had to go deep inside. So anybody that comes in my life, I'm going to take you deep inside. It might not be like the first day or nothing like that, but just talking with you, having you feel comfortable. A lot of people will go in and tell you why. Because it's something that occurred when they was coming up, when they was younger, that they're running from, that they're sedating their feelings with, the smugs and stuff like that. It's something that went on in the past that's causing them that pain and misery today in their lives. So when you come in my life, let me make that clear. And you ask me to help you. If you come in my life and you say, Mr. Steve, my life has fell apart, I'm going to hand you the most precious thing in the world. That's your life. And it's not for me to play with your life. So if you come in my life, or let me not say if, when, the goal is to help you deal with that monster that you're running away from. A lot of y'all can't do it, and a lot of y'all don't care to do it. And it's okay. So when I see somebody that's strong out there, and I'm not just talking about the ones that might come in, like the homeless and less fortunate individuals that need that help. They there too. But I'm talking about when I look at somebody that's strong out, I see pain that they ducking. And I'm like, oh my God. And what we have to do, we have to get them to learn how to deal with their pain. And it all depends on how you encourage them, how you motivate them, how you empower them, how you help them feel important about themselves. Because it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about me helping you. It's about me helping you build character back in yourself. That's what I do. And I'm going to get ready to get off. I don't know what's going to happen as far as the National Guards stepping in Baltimore City. If they come in here, and I don't think nothing's going to break out, I'm just saying, I'm just hoping it don't. But if they come in here, and I'm going to tell y'all now, we got we, ours, us, this in the community. We got Safe Streets, this in the community. You have Hugs Don't Shoot, this in the community. You have Be More's Real Movement. Be More Peace Movement with Erica now. They're in the community and they tend to have functions in the community. So what is they gonna do? Make them stop? So when they start having these events and people coming out to these events, what they gonna pull them to the side and check them and all this and that? Huh? See, that's what I'm looking at. Even though a lot of y'all might think this is the best thing they can do for Baltimore City. If they come in here, and I'm looking at what's happening with DC. Now I did, and she's right here. See the activist. She's right here. Oh, my live not on. Oh, I see. This one. I'm trying to see because I sent her over here. It say DC residents make their voices heard. I was just happy. Everyone here says that they are committed to this fight and says they will be at demonstrations every day if they have to make their message clear. A firm message to President Donald Trump. No matter what you do, you're not going to win. Here she goes. Area residents are back on the corner of 14th and U Streets in Northwest, including this woman who lives in Maryland. Let DC run DC. Not the president does not need to get involved in this. They plan to keep showing up until the president ends this federal surge and his takeover of the DC Police Department. We can't stop. We can't stop fighting for justice because not only are our lives on the line, but it's the young people who I'm really concerned about. Local activist Leslie Redmond is so concerned she helped the group Guns Down Friday with what they call Know Your Rights sessions in Southeast DC to make sure teens are ready if they are stopped by police officers or agents. She captured this moment Friday, several agencies in a Southeast DC neighborhood. The police was swarming in. It was a very targeted environment. And that's what they're doing. It's like it's just the way they coming. The way they coming. And even with me, if you come for me in a forceful way, I'm gonna go up. But really, I have to humble myself. But because I'm so used to this, I'm going to go up, right? And because of my mouth, I know they arrest me. I know they're going to arrest me. And I can't afford to let that happen. So I'm telling y'all right now, I understand what Governor Hogan is saying. I understand what Brandon Scott is saying. But what I'm not understanding is the people that needs to support our people the most. Y'all sitting back, running off at your mouth, trying to knock them. And it's not them. It's us. It's us. I don't care where you live at. Yeah, he's supposed to be deploying the National Guard to about 19 other cities. And from what this guy stated, he's sending them to most Republican cities. We have some extremely serious news right now. Donald Trump theoretically just declared himself the chief law enforcement officer in the United States of America. He was asked about this morning's pre-dawn I've been following him a lot too. Former National Security Advisor's home, John Bolton. He said, "I don't want to know about it. I tell Pam Bondi, referring to the Attorney General, that
do what you have to do, but don't tell me about it. But
He's from DC.
He said, I could know about it if I want to. I could be the one starting it. I am the chief law enforcement officer in the United States of America. That statement completely degrades.
Wait. National Guard, you're up. Since the president used a false crime narrative to justify deploying the National Guard in D.C., it's imperative that you disobey this unlawful order. If you don't know what an unlawful order is, listen in. First of all military personnel
I can say why my stuff got dark.
To disobey unlawful orders. That's any directive that violates the Constitution, any of our federal laws, or international law. It also includes any direction that instructs a service member to commit.
They coming for him hard.
A crime.
They just announced it. Trump is mobilizing the National Guard into 19 states. And the official story, they're saying it's about immigration enforcement. They're saying it's about crime reduction. But if you've been paying attention, then you know that the state never flexes its power unless there's a deeper agenda. Just know that this ain't about safety. This is about control. According to the Independent, up to 1,700 National Guard troops are being mobilized right now.
He was the one that made the statement about all the cities that he's sending them to are basically red states. Because the Republicans already agree with him with whatever, right? So as a result of that, that's his way of controlling those cities with the Republican Party. Now, I'm not saying that they won't come to Baltimore City. I'm not saying that. But I'm just looking at the Democratic cities. Will they agree with that? And that's undermining the people itself in those cities that's doing their best to reduce a lot of this. Bringing the National Guard in is just a temporary thing. That's what y'all got to understand. They don't live here. They don't come with solutions. They come with armed force to intimidate and harass. And a lot of people are being arrested. Some people that they are arresting now, you got to understand, it's going to hold up the court system. Come on. And I am going to get off, y'all. I am going to get off. Thank y'all. Let me see, I've been on here for almost 3 hours. And Dave, don't say nothing smart, because I know it's getting ready to be 8 o'clock. And he's been trying to get me to come on at 8. I don't know what's wrong with his 8 o'clock agenda for me. But I've been really trying to chill, y'all. Just this right here, it's like, not just this, just, you know, in general, just chill. You know, because we can only do what we can. And what we can't do, you know, the thing is, you try not to worry about it. Okay? And anybody that knows me and knows about keeping life real. Take that bull junk somewhere else when you talk about people being caught up in their feelings and their emotions. That's some real bull junk. That's some real bull junk when you know. And what got me, y'all can say that because you watching other people emotionally acting out in a certain way. But are they being destructive? Are they tearing stuff apart? That's the part you need to look at. However they express it, that's the way they express it. And me saying this, I'm looking at my man, come on. Cause it's like his whole demeanor has changed as far as his fight. And I'm talking about, come on. God darn it, that's what happened when you turn over 25. And I gotta go here. Come on. I can't believe you ain't popped straight up. Now I'm over on my Twitter, which is X. And I'm looking for my man, Roland Martin. I just seen his name. Roland Martin. I've been watching Roland Martin. And y'all know he's been really, really, really coming hard. And the good part about Roland Martin, he's a lot deeper into the politics, the laws, and all of that than I am, right? So when I listen to him and the way he speaks, y'all know I go there too, right? But understand that's when you love what you do, when it comes to defending the people, sometimes this shit ain't cute. Sometimes it's not cute in the way you deliver certain things. But just listen to the message and don't pay as much attention to the messenger. Because if you're watching the messenger, a lot of times you're going to miss the message. Because a lot of y'all is in here and ready to respond before that person finish saying what they saying. You ready to go. So Roland Martin is one that I've been watching and listening to a lot too. Umar, I don't know what's going on with Umar. I don't know what's happening with Dr. Umar. I know he's a very intelligent man. He's a very bright man. And be honest, a lot of that information that we tend to carry, after a while, that shit can drive you crazy. It can drive you crazy because you always hear with stuff. So I'm looking at him right, and I'm like, man, I hope this man mind he ain't about to snap. Because he deep. But see, a lot of that it's like that pressure. You know what I mean? So I've been looking at him, and it's like, I'm not used to this guy right here. And then be honest with y'all, for the years that he's been doing the stuff that he's been doing, he should not be broke. He should not be broke. And if the bank held his money back, they held it back for a reason. He had to have done something wrong that he's not talking about yet. But he should not. I'm telling y'all, this man been doing this for years. And I'm quite sure if he's not a millionaire, he should be very, very, very close. You're talking about creating a school? Wear him to the school. Y'all know it's certain school, to build something take millions. Then I remember one time he was talking about how, he always knocking the white man, you get me? But then he had to reach out to the white man to help with the school finances. And it happens. It happens because we look for us, and I'm talking about us blacks. We look for y'all, and I'm saying it to you because of my housing program. We look for y'all to help support us financially, because you helping the homeless and the less fortunate people. That's the population that I was going to say basically I work for. So I'm asking y'all to help me help them. And a lot of times y'all don't want to donate nothing. So now that some of us know we can't rely and depend on the black population, we will reach out to other resources. And when Umar talked about that a while back, it was years ago though, I was like, because he was promoting the school, you know, and to me, it just shows me sometimes we can do some awesome work. And what he does and traveling and doing seminars and all that type of stuff, but just don't get paid for what we do or profit from what we do. So when he actually started begging for money, and I know this man should be worth some money. So even if they close one account, somebody might have got into it. Your money is insured, so he should have been refunded for the money. They should have put his money back, and then you go after whoever breached his stuff. So I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen nothing come across TikTok yet. Again, about him, but this is where I've been seeing him lately on TikTok. But I'm gonna tell y'all, we got some awesome people, y'all, that do some great work. I'm talking about running off of their mouths. I learned throughout the years we can talk a great game. You get me? But it's like, what are you doing to actually make a difference? That's all. God got me sitting still. He has me sitting still. And I'm trying to accept the fact he got me sitting still. Oh, Lord. And it's like, Steve, leave it alone. You know, don't touch this, don't touch that. Just leave it alone. When you can lay in your bed and clear your mind and just try not to think about nothing else as far as the work thing and stuff, you know what I mean? But that's what I've been having to tell myself. Leave it alone, Steve. Leave things alone, because something bigger and better is about to happen. And he's preparing you. I was called. I was called. And I keep saying it right. I'm sitting up in the Church of Redeemed, in the balcony, and the Holy Spirit hit me and said, I need you more out there than in here. And I remember saying, I ain't going out there, blah, 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 blah. I'm in the streets. Right? As far as helping our people. And he also let me see who can better help my people than you. Because basically it's where you came from. And you know the process of working with them to help them turn their lives around. That's why certain statements that people make, I can tell you didn't come up in the inner city. Or if you did, you're above reproach now. Yeah, I used to live like that. I don't live like that no more. Guess what? I understand. I don't live like that. All of my kids went to college. I came out in the 10th grade. I was able to provide a better life for mine than basically I had, with the game and all that coming up. So I only share my story to give somebody else a sense of hope, empowerment. You can always reach out to the big mouth, bald head, black dude. That name was given to me in a negative way, but I flipped it. Because if you feel like me running off at my mouth is negative to you, then let's go. Because I love Baltimore City. I do not like, I'm going to go ahead and end this on my restream because it's going to cut off. The battery is low. I love y'all and thanks for your support.